back to Raptors Rewind. We got the band back together.
Reunited at last.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Been a while.
Nickelback.
All right. So we are going to talk some Raptors basketball today. As we said, it's been a while since we've all been together. Do you guys want to give me a rundown of things you've noticed about the Raptors over the last few weeks? I'm going to start with you, Jazz, since you've been on the bench for a while. So give us your take on the Raptors as of late.
Hey man, I'm on that two-way contract, so I only get a limited time with you guys. No, the Raptors have been unbelievable. Winners of their last, I believe, 8 of their last 9 games. With that one dud in LA, where the Raptors kind of took that game at face value and it kind of messed them up. But other than that, the Raptors have been amazing. 2 guys that have really stood out for me, Serge Ibaka and Jonas Valanciunas. Mm-hmm. He's really playing better. He's hitting threes. He's very decisive, not hesitant. And Ibaka, again, just knocking down jimmies, blocking shots. I'd still like to see his rebounding get a little bit better, but both of those guys have been really good for Casey and the Raptors.
So the Raptors find themselves in 3rd place in the East, number 2 in offense. What are your takeaways from the last couple of weeks, Matt?
Well, I think we've seen a change in the way the style of play the team's been playing. At first, we were seeing, the bench, but where are the starters? They're not showing up. The guys that we're paying are delaying. We can't have that. So
come on, Kyle.
It's going back to finding form again. And I think you look at the Clippers as an example as, hey, we got to play better. We fell asleep on the road, but this is a better road team. I think we're 9-7 on the road. Like Jazz said, we're 8-9. We've won 8 of the last 9 games. We're starting to find our flow and play better, and have solid offense and have solid options on our starting lineup, as well as sort of find the odd bench guy and coming into play.
There was at the beginning of the season, a lot of people are saying maybe the Raptors are going through some growing pains, getting used to the new type of offense that Coach Casey was enforcing. So maybe the growing has stopped. They have grown in to that new offensive approach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. We mentioned this earlier before we started recording that the Raptors have played a ton of road games. Mm-hmm. I believe they're currently, 9-7 on the road? Mm-hmm. So about 16 road games, and they're 10-1 at home. So the schedule is about to shift, and if they're able to kind of maintain this sort of momentum into the holidays, into January, and then once the schedule turns and they kind of win those games at home, this is a team that can lead the Eastern Conference in terms of seeding. I'm not sure if they're the best team coming out of the Eastern Conference. Boston, and then with Gordon Hayward allegedly coming back in March, I believe, that might change the sort of playing field. But the Raptors, I think this is the best team they put out, in the past 4 years, and they look confident. And this is the same. There's sort of that continuity with DeRozan, Kyle, Valanciunas. But you have guys like Serge Ibaka, CJ Miles, Fred VanVleet. All of these guys have really come to fruition and helped the team really pick it up.
Yeah, there was a while there where it looked like the East had kind of there was a new landscape in the Eastern Conference. Philly was doing really good. There's a couple teams up there, Detroit, but it's kind of those teams have fallen off.
Yeah, they hit reality quickly.
Yeah, it's back to the East is the big 3, right?
Yeah.
And you got Boston and Cleveland leading the way.
And then you also have Washington, who's been without John Wall for a better part of the season as well. So we still got to see what goes on with them. But I think in the East and the West, you got 3 teams respectively that are really putting it together.
So, Vince Carter has made his glorious return to Toronto, playing with the Sacramento Kings. He is 40 years old. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a little Instagram feed of Vince Carter doing a loop-de-loop dunk. It looked like a vintage Carter move, but they showed him afterwards, and it looked like he had a serious migraine from it. So maybe at 40 years old, you shouldn't be defying gravity the way Carter has throughout his career. But let's get started. We're gonna go down memory lane, get a little nostalgic here on the Rewind, and look at Vince Carter and his during his Raptors career or shortly after his Raptors career. Your most memorable memory of Vince Carter.
So, my memory of Vince Carter really comes down from the 2001 semis. Vince Carter Game 3 responded to Iverson's 53 in Game 2 and went off for 50 points. He went off it in style. He shot 8 for 9 of threes in the first half, putting up 23 points. and then killing it through the rest of the game, going 9 for 13 for threes and setting the NBA record at the time. That's 2001. That's against AI, big opponent, big matchup, the playoffs, baby. It was wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a different stance from this. Obviously, when you think of most memorable moments, you think of with the Raptors. But how about when he came back to Toronto as a member of the New Jersey Nets? I think that was 2005. He dropped 39 after I think he struggled a bit in the first half to kind of find his niche, and the Raptors fans were kind of just tearing him apart. But second half, he just exploded. I think they ended up winning by like 11 points or so. But man, as a Raptors fan, I think I was like 16 at the time. It was just heart-wrenching, but it was definitely memorable just because Vince was averaging like 15 when he left Toronto. Obviously wasn't putting in the effort, and then you see him kind of explode for 39 against Toronto. So that was rough to see, but it was definitely something that stuck in my mind.
All great answers, guys. I think my personal favorite would be have to be the Olympic dunk against Frederick Weiss, former first-round draft pick of the New York Knicks. That Frenchman probably had to go through a lot of therapy after having Vince Carter leap over all 7'1" of him in the Olympics. So, I'm going to give you 3 Raptors commercial options. You're going to pick the worst one, okay? So we're going to look up at the big board at a couple options, all right? So here's number 1, probably one of the greatest Raptors of all time, Andre Bargnani, first overall pick. Here promoting some primo pasta sauce. So I think Andre's really enjoying that stuff. That's option 1. Option number 2, another great rapper, Hedo Turkoglu. Definitely mispronouncing that, but if you don't know who he is, Google him. He was great in Toronto. He's here enjoying some pizza. So that's option number 2. Option number 3, as we talked about, Vince Carter, rocking out in his purple suit for this Nike commercial, doing some interesting dance moves. Okay, so let's get your take. Worst Raptors commercial. Let's start with you, Jazz.
I'm going to go with the most cringeworthy commercial. The Turk one was cringeworthy, but man, Bargnani, that guy's an enigma, right? Like, already, you can't really get past his exterior, so you're not really sure of what kind of person he is. And then when you watch that commercial, he literally has no emotion. He's actually warming up like it would be like before an actual game. And he's doing little jab steps, and it's just cringeworthy and awkward. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't even like primo pasta. I mean, the guy's from Italy. He probably gets some gourmet stuff exported to Canada. Or, yeah, so that's cringeworthy to me. And
would it be safe to say that Bargnani's actually a worse actor than he was a basketball player?
You know what? He would actually be really good in like a Rocky film.
Okay, yeah.
That one Russian boxer, I forgot his name, but he was emotionless.
I am Bargnani.
That literally fits the bill for Bargnani.
Might have to beef up though to be Ivan Drago.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. Maybe get some green eyes as well. Actually, I think Bargnani does have green eyes. Yeah.
Move on, Pat. Who do you got?
I mean, that Hedo Turkoglu commercial was the worst. I mean,
Hedo.
pizzas taste like cardboard enough. You don't need to be putting in Hedo Turkoglu and he's letting all the fans down with his production on the court and, those Jay Triano days, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It brings back a lot of painful memories for me.
And I feel like it was actually kind of explaining a problem. Maybe Hedo Turkoglu, that's why he was so bad as a Raptor. He just got access to the...
Ball?
What?
Ball?
Ball.
All my Raptors
Give me the
fans
ball.
know about ball.
Yeah.
What was different for you tonight in terms of just setting the tone with your game in this game?
Ball.
The ball in your hands, and you did a lot with it.
I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Vince Carter. That commercial, it was a great commercial. There's some great dance moves, fun little rap music going on in the background. But there's some animal cruelty. When he picks the cat up off the branch and then shoots it back to the old lady, that's a commercial that you couldn't do nowadays.
That wouldn't fly.
PETA would be up in arms.
You know what, though, man? I'm not a cat person at all, so I have no issue with that. Dogs, on the other hand, I would take offense.
If he free shot a dog, I'd be
yeah.
really offended. But anyway, I think it's just not politically correct anymore. So that's one Vince will have to be buried. All right, I think that's all we got. So
guys, if you like our new backdrop, it's from the mid to early 2000s, but I really feel like it reflects our sort of connection with the Toronto Raptors.
yeah, the Vince Carter logo.
Yeah, of course.
Very
Homage,
good.
baby.
All right, so yeah, if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe down below. This
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
any kind of social platform. We're on Reddit, LinkedIn, you name it. We're there. So, as always, thank you, Matty Mac, and welcome back, the Jazzman. We don't know where we'll see you next, but we'll be coming out with
2018,
an episode
baby.
real soon. Merry holidays, all.